Hello! In this video, we are going to practice understanding and analyzing cause and effect relationships while learning about compound machines. I'd like to show you first this introductory activity. Match each of the following words with its corresponding definition. Okay, please take a moment, pause my video, complete the activity, and I'll show you the answers in a moment. All right, thank you. I hope that you did complete the activity, that you paused my video and matched these words with their definitions. Let's see the answers. What's a device? A device is a thing made for a particular purpose. Just that. Could be an invention, especially a mechanical or electrical one. That's a device. What's a series? A series is a group or a number of related or similar things. That's easy. What's a crane? What's a crane? It's a device, all right, for lifting and moving heavy weights in suspension. Right, that's a crane. It has that name because in some way it looks like the animal, that bird, the crane. Motion, right? Motion is the action or process of moving or of changing place in position. All right? So that process is called motion or moving or movement. All right? And finally, the easiest one, friction is the rubbing of the surface of one body against that surface of another. That is rubbing. All right? That is friction. All right, this is the action of rubbing, and that is friction. All right, thank you. Thank you very much for having thought about the answers to these vocabulary words and their definitions. And now we are ready to read the following text about compound machines. So it's not simple machines, but compound. What are compound machines? A compound machine is a mechanical device formed from a set of simple machines connected in series. So several simple machines get together, and with that we compose a compound machine. So that the resultant force of one provides the force applied in the next. We're talking about relationships of cause and effect. All right, what causes what? One force causes the other. Yes. They can be as small as a mechanical watch. All right. That's a compound machine, of course. Or as large as a construction crane. Big or small, they are compound machines. Examples of compound machines are automobiles, cranes, or bicycles. We already have mentioned cranes for size, but in general, you see that automobile is a very complex machine, compound machine, a crane, something to do something physical, or bicycles that can provide some motion for us, make us much more efficient, they say, and they are just examples of compound machines. All those machines have multiple parts that interact with each other, and at least some of them are in relative motion during use. Right, some of those smaller parts, those simple machines, move, which causes internal friction. Internal friction. Some parts rub against others. If we take that into account, compound machines lose efficiency compared to simple machines, but they are more powerful as a whole. Why they lose efficiency? Because the friction creates some resistance that needs to be overcome. That's what I remember from my physics classes. Now, we are going to analyze relationships of cause and effect, and we are going to use particularly that text. As you could see, there are some relationships of cause and effect in descriptions of processes that may seem a little bit too complex, but if we break them down into what causes what, it's going to be much easier for us to understand. So in this video, we are going to practice understanding analyzing those relationships of cause and effect. And with this text, we are going to achieve that. So basically, the activity that I have for you is a practice activity. I'm not going to give you more content apart from what you already know, but I want you to think, analyze, use what you know of English to understand those cause and effect relationships. All right? So I have the following challenge for you. Read the following phrases or sentences, analyze the cause-effect relationships in them, and briefly explain what they mean in the text. I'm not going to ask you, what is the cause, what is the effect? That would be too simple. I want you to think and process that so that you can explain something that happens. In simple words, it says there, briefly explain, all right? So I don't want you to write an essay about each of those expressions, but just explain in other words, in simpler terms, what they mean, all right? Think about them for a moment. Please pause my video, complete the activity, and I will see you in a moment with the answers. All right, thank you. Thank you very much for having completed the activity, if you did it. So let's look at the first one. The resultant force of one provides the force applied in the next. All right, in the context of the text, what does that mean? I have this sample answer that a boy wrote, and it says, the force that comes from one simple machine is the force used in the next machine in the series. Simple. That is, instead of saying the resultant force of one provides the force applied in the next what? Oh, it's the simple machines. We had to read the text carefully to understand that was what was going on. I am sure that the answer that you had probably was more complex than what I'm giving you, but actually I am just making sure that we understand what is going on in the text if we understand that cause and effect relationship. All right? Next, at least some of them are in relative motion during use. That's going to be important for us. What is them? Relative motion. What is that? What does that mean? What is them? One or more parts of the machine are moving in some way. All right? So that is going to do something in the end. That was simple. Next, which causes internal friction. What causes internal friction? When a part moves inside a machine, its surface rubs against the surface of another. And that causes internal friction. All right, I understand that. Good. Next, compound machines lose efficiency compared to simple machines. All right, what do you write? This sample answer reads, simple machines work more efficiently than compound machines if they are considered individually. So we're not explaining what is the efficiency principle here. No, because it says compound machines lose efficiency compared to simple machines, so that if we just take the simple machines apart from a compound machine, it will be more efficient. Why? Because there is no friction, remember? All right? And finally, they are more powerful as a whole. Oh, that's why we didn't give more context to the other phrase or statement, because there was a separate analysis opportunity here as a whole. So a brief explanation of this would be, a compound machine is more powerful than the sum of the simple machines that make it up. Ooh, they are more powerful as a whole. Yes, we may have 5 simple machines, but if we just take one compound machine that has the added power of all of them, it is more powerful than just the sum of each. That is, I think they call that synergy. You can look it up. Synergy is what happens when we say that 1 + 1 is not necessarily 2. When 2 people work together, they can be more powerful than just 2 individuals working alone. That is called synergy. And this is what happens with machines. So I want you to keep thinking about relationships that may be occurring between one component and another, and see how that relationship that they establish makes the whole more powerful. I am going to pause my video so that you can practice your pronunciation, and as you listen to the native speaker. All right, listen to him speak and you practice pronouncing this, please.
The force that comes from one simple machine is the force used in the next machine in the series. One or more parts of the machine are moving in some way. When a part moves inside a machine, its surface rubs against the surface of another. Simple machines work more efficiently than compound machines, if they're considered individually. A compound machine is more powerful than the sum of the simple machines that make it up.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for having practiced your pronunciation, and especially for having thought about cause and effect relationships. This was more of a comprehension activity, but this analysis is going to be very powerful in the following activities and in your English learning process as a whole. All right, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.